From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
We have new numbers from Hawaii this morning that provide a sense of the scale of the destruction and loss of life on Maui. We now know it is the deadliest wildfire in the U.S. in more than a century. A Northern California couple who saved after experiencing some harrowing moments on Maui will tell you how complete strangers stepped in to help as that fire burned all around them. Trouble develops with driverless vehicles during this weekend's Outside Lands Music Festival in San Francisco. What's being done to fix glitches with the newly expanded Robotaxis? Good morning. It is Sunday, August 13th. I'm Devin Feely. Let's start with a quick check of our weather with First Alert meteorologist Brian Hackney.
Good morning. It looks like it'll be much like yesterday, except that it'll be a little bit warmer inland. There'll be clouds at the coast. It'll be warming up inland. Specifically, we'll get into the mid-90s in the East Bay. Over at Antioch, 97 degrees for a forecast high, 97 at Livermore, 83 at Mountain View, and 68 at Pacifica. Got a few changes coming in the week ahead. Tell you how long the warming trend will continue. But first, let's get back to the news.
We are getting a clearer picture of the devastation in Maui from this week's wildfires. Maui County says the confirmed death toll is 93 and it's expected to go up. That makes this the deadliest series of fires in the U.S. since the 2018 Camp Fire here in California. Now, that one killed 85 people and destroyed the town of Paradise. In Hawaii, 2,200 structures have been destroyed or damaged in West Maui. The majority of those were residential buildings. Hundreds of people are still unaccounted for. As for the displays, the governor of Hawaii says that 500 hotel rooms will be made available for locals. Another 500 are being set aside for FEMA personnel. Thousands of people were forced to evacuate, including one couple from Clarksburg near Sacramento. They say they made it out just in time thanks to some locals. KOVR reporter Sade Brown has more.
And they didn't hear from us and my family, all of our family.
Yeah, for several hours
they didn't
afterwards.
Hear from us.
Hours in the wake of worrying, hoping to reassure their family that they're safe and alive.
55, and they didn't know because we just had told them.
Don and Karen Clark from Clarksburg, California, were staying at Kanopoly, north of Lahaina.
We knew that because of the winds, we'd lost power for the day. So we were like, oh, let's just go enjoy our day elsewhere.
They headed south of Lahaina, seeing little danger and not expecting the fires would jump the stretch of the beach. Then the fires got worse.
Texted people and said, we need prayers. We're in grave danger.
So we pulled into this parking area. And by then, all of a sudden, you started to see a lot more black smoke all over.
And then within minutes.
Your doctor evaluates
well, there's our car. Not looking too good.
So it flamed up in the front.
We hear this honking at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, there was this couple.
This Hawaiian couple. You know, anyway, they saw our car on fire.
And they let us get in with them. And that was they saved our lives.
The couple was saved by a local family as they too were searching for their loved ones. And in those moments, a miracle happened.
Huh? We're in there. Where?
Oh, hallelujah. That's your son, right? Yeah.
All able to get out safely, the roads opened again. After getting a hotel with the help of local workers, Don and Karen were safe. As Saturday came, luckily they were able to book a flight out, eagerly waiting.
We're at the airport and we're getting ready to take off pretty soon and just can't wait to get home and hug our kids.
Yeah, we're very much looking forward to getting home. We're just so sorry for all the people affected.
Dozens of volunteers from the Bay Area are heading to Maui to help with the recovery efforts. Dwayne Kamei left Oakland International Airport on Saturday. He's already made one trip to Maui since the fires, and now he's heading back to try and help Hawaii residents gain access to government resources.
We'll be there on the ground, as well as providing whatever support they need, financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever we can do. Knowing full well that we'll get through what we need to because of the grace that God has upon us.
San Francisco is spearheading a relief campaign as well. The city's Chamber of Commerce is coordinating with the Hawaii Community Foundation Maui Strong Fund, and you can donate directly to them. The Bay Area Aloha Festival is offering help for Maui too, turning Saturday's celebration into their own relief drive with the help of a local Olympic figure skater. Don Lynn has that story.
Some of the folks working the booths have families affected by the Maui fires, but they say this is not the time to grieve. That will come later. They want to use this venue to support the survivors. Among the thousands of people working and attending the Bay Area Aloha Festival is Jasmine Contreras. She flew out of Kauai Friday night and arrived back to her Bay Area home Saturday morning.
Said, hey, which foundation can we support, right? So we're directing everyone to Maui Strong.
She was in Hawaii visiting family and working for the Hawaii Chamber of Commerce of Northern California Foundation, where she is a board member.
It knocked out cell coverage. So you couldn't hear from anybody. You just didn't really know what was going on. So I found out later the week that we did unfortunately have someone who passed away. That was rough. I mean, it's still not, it's surreal. And it's one of those, how can we help the rest of the family, Maui?
Her uncle died in a car trying to escape flames. She's turned the family grief into strength.
Thinking, okay, how can I be helpful but not a hindrance?
She's exhausted from the flight back, but says no way she would miss this opportunity to rally the Bay Area to help survivors.
If I can divert any attention back to the people who need help, I want to do that.
Organizers noticed an increase in foot traffic in this year's festival compared to last. The annual Aloha Festival in San Mateo County is a celebration of the Pacific Islanders' culture, featuring Hawaiian music, dance, and food. But the tragedy is also bringing organizations together at the festival to talk about long-term relief efforts.
They're based in Hawaii. It's part of a larger group called the Hawaii Community Foundation, and they are taking the lead in collecting the money, doing a plan on how they're going to get the funds distributed.
Among those raising awareness is former gold medal Olympic figure skater Christy Yamaguchi.
It's kind of home away from home for us. We've owned property there the last 10 plus years, so it's so gut-wrenching to see.
Christy believes her condo may still be standing, but not 100% sure. She says that's the least of her concerns. She's focused on helping families that lost loved ones.
It's going to take decades, I think, for this recovery and rebuild, and we definitely want to be a part of that.
Jasmine says as her large family copes with the loss, she's touched by the generosity of so many who want to help.
It's great to hear that these people care, and they're saying like, hey, I'm not Hawaiian or I don't have any connection, but I have the means and I want to help.
Hawaiian officials are reminding people to be careful of scammers taking advantage of the tragedy. They're asking folks to donate to reputable organizations.
If you want to help the victims of the wildfires, you can find links at our website at KPIX.com. In other news this morning, a fire in the East Bay gutted an 88-year-old theater yesterday morning. Now, the building in Pittsburgh had been abandoned. The good news is no one was hurt in that fire, but crews did have to evacuate a nearby building. They were able to get it under control and prevent a total collapse. There is no word this morning on what caused that fire. The Outside Lands Music Festival is heading into its third and final day in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park. Saturday's headliners included the Foo Fighters and Lana Del Rey and other popular groups. Now, since the festival began on Friday, problems have emerged with self-driving taxis carrying people home. Cars were stalled in the middle of busy streets on that first night, causing some traffic headaches. This happened just a day after the state PUC granted permission to both Cruise and Waymo to start charging for their rides. Betty Yu has an update on the effort to avoid any further glitches.
As you can see, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 Cruise cars blocking. No one can get through.
Witnesses said there were about 10 driverless cars paralyzed on 2 narrow streets in San Francisco's North Beach neighborhood Friday night around 11 p.m.
And it makes me feel horrible because people can die. If there's an emergency, the emergency vehicles cannot come down through. They can't, roll through those cars.
This was longtime North Beach resident Jeffrey Bilbrey's view of Vallejo Street near Grand Avenue. He said the cars were disabled for about 15 minutes.
I was warning people because people from out of town did not know these cars didn't have no drivers in them. These cars have no drivers. These cars have no drivers. and I was screaming that out my window.
This is what our country's come to.
On Saturday, crews told KPIX the Outside Lands Music Festival created wireless connectivity issues, causing delayed connectivity to their vehicles. It is actively investigating and working on solutions to prevent this from happening again and apologizes to those impacted.
I talked to crews today and they said that they're exploring creating their own cell phone system. Well, that's not going to happen overnight. But meanwhile, they're deploying hundreds of more cars on our streets. They should take a timeout and a pause until they've perfected this technology in a way where people don't end up burning to death or getting injured.
Supervisor Aaron Peskin, whose district includes North Beach, said right now there are about 600 driverless cars between Cruz and Waymo in the city. And there have been about 50 documented incidents of interference with first responders. On Thursday, a witness captured a Cruz car blocking a fire truck at an active scene at 24th and Valencia, adding that the fire truck was forced to back up so the vehicle could move.
This is ground zero in the United States of America for testing these vehicles. And we're all learning what the experience is together. We're asking them to work with us in a responsible way that benefits the public.
This tourist from New York also witnessed Friday's spectacle.
So they've got some kinks to sort out, I would say. So it's not an efficient way of getting around. It's a novel way of getting around.
We don't need them here. We did fine before they came here.
Outside Lands had to shut down its Summit Tent for a second day in a row. They say it was a precaution that there was some kind of problem with the flooring, but you don't have any other details than that. Now, this is video from Friday's show before the tent was closed around 5 in the evening. The festival is marking its 15th anniversary, and during that time span, it's brought an estimated $1 billion to the city. A lot of that goes to small businesses that manage to get a spot at the event. Now, the festival prioritizes local vendors, but getting a spot isn't easy. A booth can cost up to $30,000 for the weekend. The festival draws about 70,000 people per day, and of course, those are potential customers that small businesses really want, including those in the cannabis industry.
They might do half a year's worth of business and have exposure in a way that they wouldn't have in any other way in their static, like, little place. And if they couldn't afford to get a booth, then they wouldn't even have this opportunity.
It is predicted that this year's festival will attract more than 200,000 people, and again, it wraps up tonight. Coming up, more Bay Area groups are making sure that students have everything they need to start the new school year right. And a South Bay event offers vaccination and other services to keep pets safe and healthy at no cost to their owners. We'll be right back.